Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. TV Bowling Supply here, bringing you week 5 of the PBA Tour Power Rankings promptly after the conclusion of the Springfield Classic. Congratulations to another good friend of the program, Anthony Simonson, for taking home the victory. Watching the show, watching him progress from the first match all the way to the title match. Absolutely clinical, the way that he played and dissected that long pattern. If you're really into lane play and stuff like that, it doesn't get much better than that. Him just staying patient, taking what the lane gives him, and then waiting for the right opportunity to make that ball change there in the last game. And once he saw it do the right thing a couple times in that last game, it was going to be tough for Bill to overcome. Even if Bill bowled a good game, I think Simo had an incredibly good chance of winning that match no matter what. So congratulations to him. But we're moving on to week 5. The boys are going to Indiana, Anderson, Indiana, for the Indiana Classic. Same format as last week. They bowl 18 games of qualifying, cut to the top 32, another 6 games, cut, 24, cut, 12, cut, show. This week, though, they're bowling on 37 feet. So that's going to be a real big game changer. Urethane's going to come into play once again. And without further ado, with that being said, look at the merch. Scrolling across the screen there. Check it out. Links in the description down below. Here come the power rankings now, though. At number 10, we've got our own Chris Vi. Let me tell you why. Yes, after a down week, he's still going to be in the power rankings because if we think about the trend that has gone on thus far, the 2 out of the 4 events that he has made the cut in, IQ 78U has been in play. 37 feet, it will be in play. And I believe Chris, with that new urethane ball relative to everybody else throwing these 78 hardness urethane balls, is pretty good. He threw it most of the time at the Players' Championship where he finished in 5th. And then he threw it in, what was that one 2 weeks ago? Illinois, where he made match play as well. So expect the 78U to come back out. Expect Chris to bowl well. And that's why we got him at number 10. But moving on to number 9, we've got, all the way back from Australia, Jason Belmonte. No other reason I'm putting him at 9th other than it's Jason Belmonte, and I mean, you can't really leave him off of power rankings if he just participating in the tournament. So obviously can't put him back up where he was before, but number 9, I expect him to just hang around. Short patterns, historically not his best, but he just seems to figure it out. So Jason Belmonte, number 9, but we're moving on up to number 8. We've got last week's winner, Marshall Kent. Another player that is very good when they're a little bit shorter. You know, he has the skills and the option to either throw that hammer, the black hammer 78, or he's good enough with his hand and his ball speed. He can throw a reactive on the fresh. It's just up to how they end up playing in Anderson. I bowled 1 regional there, and it was on 37 feet, I think, and the gutters are a little bit tricky. Certain pairs are pretty good, and then there's certain pairs, maybe in the middle of the house if I remember, that weren't so good, especially on the gutter. Some wiggle, some hook. So I don't think scores are going to be incredibly high, but a guy like Marshall on 37 feet, very comfortable, very good at throwing reactive at the gutter, which is going to be very important. That's probably going to come into play, especially with the kind of oil that you're using, or that they're using out there this week, along with 37 foot. I expect them to carry down pretty quick, feel like they're hooking a lot in the front part lane. Reactive comes into play, and they start just throwing it at the gutter. Marshall Kent, number 8. Moving on to number 7, the proverbial left-handed king of the Black Hammer thus far, I guess I'm going to call him. Paky Hanan making it back onto the power rankings. 37 feet, urethane ball. Can't really count him out. Especially on a format like this, 18 games. If he gets on a roll, he can stay up there for a good time and a long time. So I expect Paky to come back after a okay week in Springfield and a less than okay week in Illinois. I expect a big bounce back here Paky Hanan at number 7. But number 6, once again, we've got Kyle Troup. I'm telling you, one of these non-high scoring events, or one of these high scoring events, he's going to be there. You know, other than the US Open, hasn't participated particularly at the standard, which he is hoping for, but eventually, one of these weeks, he's going to break out, and, you know, maybe this is the week where he makes a few cuts into the elimination round, gets into a top 12, maybe makes the show. IQ 78U, reactive ball. I got really no other reason why I'm putting Kyle at number 6 other than he's very good at bowling and he's our US Open champion, and it would just feel kind of wrong if I, you know, left him off the list. Obviously, he's good enough to win the US Open this year, so he's just got to figure it out. Kyle at number 6, though. Number 5, making a big jump all the way from number 10 to number 5, Yesper Venson, finished in 12th place at Springfield. Now we're going to a short pattern. Like I said in the last video, I think he's starting to figure it out. He's been close. He's been inching up there, and getting him on a short pattern. Maybe this is where he shines. So Yesper Venson, IQ 78U, carving up that left side, and number 5. But moving on to number 4, making the biggest jump of the year, A.J. Johnson, our good friend Adam Johnson, coming in 5th place at the Springfield Classic, 2nd place in Illinois, showing consistency, really putting the mental together with the physical. And it's good to see him bowling well week in and week out. And 37 feet, another guy that is pretty comfortable at throwing it at the gutter. And when you kind of got that momentum going week in and week out, and you're feeling very confident about your abilities, with someone like him who really rides high on emotion, momentum, things like that, I expect him to have another competitive week this week. A.J. Johnson, number 4. But moving into the top 3, we've got a bit of a shake-up here. Number 3, E.J. Tackett, the Springfield Classic, 3rd place finisher. What a match between him and Simo. I mean, that match pretty much epitomizes the greatness between the two of them. Just staying patient, dogging it out, and then when it comes time to manufacture a couple shots and throw some strikes, they both did it. EJ threw 3 in the 10th, and then Simo threw that double in the 10th to counter back. So, I mean, that might be the best match of the year so far. That was fantastic. It was an absolute dogfight between pretty much the 2 best bowlers on the planet. Other than that, no other reason EJ's at number 3. Like most weeks, it's not his fault that he's not higher. But EJ, number 3. Number 2, this may surprise you, I've got Anthony Simonson at number 2. I know, he just won. But TV show is much different from what's going on during the week. Obviously, it was pretty cool to see him throw the front 9 to make the show, and then he ran the ladder all the way up. But another one, it's not really his fault why he's number 2, and I don't know, just getting to the top of these lists is getting very difficult for me, but Anthony at number 2. Number 1, your leader for Player of the Year, finally making it to number 1. I probably should have put him there last week, but given old Bill ONeal his flowers for this week, your number 1 seed here at the Springfield Classic, Bill ONeal finishing in 2nd. Lowest finish with 10th place so far. He's got a 1st, 2nd, a 5th, and a 10th. I mean, that's pretty crazy. So, number 1, Bill ONeal, showing a lot of consistency. Another guy that is comfortable either throwing that black hammer or throwing a reactive ball. 37 feet, he's going to have options. So we'll see. Another guy that's able to navigate the lane. Like I said, Anderson's got a few funky pairs where the gutter just doesn't quite do it for you. So a guy that is really good at putting the ball where he wants to and is really playing within his capabilities. I think he's going to be a factor once again. Bill ONeal taking the top spot for our power rankings. But that's all I've got for you guys this week. Be on the lookout. I don't think scores are going to be incredibly high. Like I said, the house is a little bit tough, but we'll see how they decide to oil the lanes and how the guys chew them up. We'll see if the urethane ball holds up for a long time or if they make the lanes a little messy. But just from my experience at that building, the one time I bowled on a short pattern, they were a little messy, so we'll see. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, check out the merch, please. Link is down in the description below. And it's jersey getting season all year. Every season is jersey getting season. EFX.co, link is in the description down below. You can find my signature jerseys, little search bar, type in Michael Tang, or you'll find Chris's, same thing, search bar, Chris Vi. Use our codes MITA or CHVI for 10% off at checkout, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!